The year was 2025, and the Earth was no longer the same world that humanity had once known. For centuries, Titans had walked its surface, hidden in caverns, seas, and jungles. Now, with the emergence of Godzilla, Kong, and their kin, the planet had entered what scientists called the Age of the Titans. Humans had built cities fortified against cataclysm, while Monarch and Apex battled for control of the future. But far from human eyes, in the lush green depths of the Hollow Earth, a war was brewing, one that would test Kong's strength like never before. The return to Hollow Earth. After his uneasy truce with Godzilla in 2021, Kong had claimed Hollow Earth as his dominion. He roamed its valleys, rivers, and crystalline mountains, seeking both peace and purpose. For the first time, he felt more than a beast of survival, he was a king. But a king cannot reign without challenge. Deep tremors stirred from the Hollow Earth's molten core. Strange storms swept across its skies, darkening the luminous caverns. Monarch's sensors picked up readings unlike anything before, energy spikes suggesting the rise of a new predator. It was then that Kong heard it. A roar, not Godzilla's thunderous bellow, but something older, darker, and sharper, echoing through the labyrinthine chasms. The Hollow Earth had awakened another Titan. The first battle, the Serpent of the Deep. From a blackened lake emerged a creature known in Monarch's ancient texts as Jormungandr, a colossal serpent with scales harder than obsidian and eyes burning with molten fire. It lashed its body across the lake, sending tidal waves crashing against the cavern walls. Kong's chest rumbled with defiance, and he charged. The serpent struck first, coiling around Kong with crushing strength. Bones groaned under pressure, and for a moment, even the mighty ape seemed overpowered. But Kong's rage burned brighter. He seized the serpent's jaws, forcing them apart with sheer brute strength. With a roar that shook the Hollow Earth, he wrenched the beast's skull sideways until bone cracked like thunder. The serpent slumped into the water, lifeless. Yet Kong did not celebrate. He knew instinctively, this was only the first challenger. The Hollow Earth had more waiting. The human factor. Meanwhile, on the surface, humanity watched. Monarch scientists, led by Dr. Eileen Andrews, analyzed the energy spikes. Apex, those shattered after Mechagodzilla's fall, had re-emerged with darker ambitions. They had detected the same readings and were preparing something catastrophic, a weaponized Titan hybrid, designed to usurp both Godzilla and Kong. Kong was unaware of this human shadow war. His enemies, he believed, were of flesh and fang. He had yet to face the cruelty of steel and human ambition. The second battle, the behemoth of the skies. From the burning skies of Hollow Earth came the next opponent, Camazotz, the bat demon once driven underground by Kong's ancestors. Now freed by seismic shifts, it descended upon Kong with shrieking fury. Camazotz's wings blotted out the radiant crystals of Hollow Earth's skies, casting everything into darkness. It struck with talons like blades, dragging Kong into the air. For the first time, the Ape King fought high above the ground, grappling mid-flight with the monster. Kong roared and hammered the beast's chest, but Camazotz's speed was overwhelming. They crashed into a spire of crystal mountains, shattering it into shards that rained down like glass. Staggering, Kong reached for a weapon, a massive shard of crystal glowing with Hollow Earth's energy. With primal ingenuity, he forged it into a jagged blade. As Camazotz swooped again, Kong hurled the shard with all his might. It pierced the beast's chest, exploding in a flare of light. Camazotz fell, wings folding like broken sails, crashing into the abyss below. Kong stood victorious again, chest heaving. Yet each battle left him more battered, more scarred. And still, the ground trembled with promise of worse to come. The third battle, man's creation. Apex's weapon descended into Hollow Earth. Mecha Kong, a towering steel replica of the ape himself. Powered by Hollow Earth energy and armed with weapons humanity could scarcely imagine, it was built to outmatch its inspiration in every way. When Kong first saw it, he froze. The machine's glowing red eyes mirrored his own face back at him, a mockery of his very existence. Mecha Kong charged, its metallic fists crashing into Kong with devastating force. Sparks flew, and the cavern shook with the clash of flesh and steel. Kong was relentless, but the machine countered every move with programmed precision. Missiles launched from its shoulders, scorching his fur. A plasma blade extended from its arm, slicing across his chest. For the first time in years, Kong staggered, unsure if he could win. But Kong was no mere brute. He was a king born of survival, cunning as well as strong. He baited the machine into following him to a volcanic chasm. As Mecha Kong lunged, Kong ripped loose a stalactite infused with Hollow Earth's energy and drove it deep into the machine's chest. The reactor inside screamed, sparks erupting. Kong shoved the machine into the molten pit. Mecha Kong convulsed, then detonated in a burst of fire that lit the skies. Kong roared in triumph, though blood and smoke clung to his body. Humanity had challenged him, and failed. The ultimate battle, Kong vs. Godzilla reforged. Yet destiny was not finished. On the surface, Godzilla had stirred again. Drawn by the chaos and the unnatural rise of Apex's experiments, he descended into Hollow Earth. His spines glowed with nuclear fury, his eyes burning with primal fire. Kong and Godzilla locked eyes once more. They had fought before, but now there was no Mechagodzilla to unite them. The world itself seemed to demand a true reckoning, one final clash to decide the king of monsters. Their roars collided like thunderclaps, shaking the very core of Hollow Earth. Godzilla unleashed his atomic breath, searing the cavern floor, but Kong leapt aside, seizing a jagged energy crystal as a makeshift axe. He swung, striking Godzilla's scales with explosive sparks. The battle raged for hours. Fist against claw, breath against blade, king against god. Mountains crumbled under their fury, rivers boiled, and the skies split with storms. Each titan bore scars upon scars, refusing to yield. At last, battered and exhausted, Kong struck Godzilla to the ground. But instead of finishing him, Kong paused. His chest heaved, his blade raised. Godzilla, too, stopped his assault, eyes narrowing. The two titans breathed, their rage cooling, as if realizing they were not enemies but forces meant to coexist. Kong lowered his weapon. Godzilla rose, gave a final rumbling growl, and turned away. The Hollow Earth, and the surface above, would endure, not as dominion of one, but as balance between two. Epilogue, The King and His Legacy. In the years that followed, Monarch recorded the battles as mythic chronicles. Humanity realized their survival did not depend on controlling the Titans, but on respecting their rule. Kong returned to his throne deep in Hollow Earth, scarred but unbroken. He had faced monsters of flesh, shadow, and steel, and had endured. He was no longer just a creature of Skull Island, nor merely a rival to Godzilla. He was Kong the Eternal, King of Hollow Earth, protector of balance, and survivor of the ultimate battles of 2025. And though peace settled for now, the roars of Titans still echoed across the world, promising that the age of monsters had only just begun.